Hi, my name is Maceo Lewis, and welcome to my YouTube channel, ML Movie Reviews. Today I'm going to talk about the Fantastic Four First Steps. Let me first talk about my experience, and then I will talk about my likes and dislikes of the movie. So, yeah, I just want to let you know that we being my wife, actually got the Galactus head. It's right here. Now, the reason why that's important because there was like a limited amount. At the theater that she went to, she went like during one of her breaks, lunch breaks. There were actually 12 at that theater, and then she happened to get one of the 12. The theater that we're going to go see it in is a separate theater. I didn't think they were going to have any in there, and sure enough, by the time I got there, they were already sold out. So we got other memorabilia too, like the Herbie robot ones, the cups. But yeah, thank you, honey, for getting this. So it's a cool head. So yeah, I'm gonna talk about the movie, but for now, I just want to give a spoiler warning. So if you haven't seen the movie already, go ahead and watch it. I saw it like three times. I saw it twice in IMAX and once in Prime. It was a great experience all three times. So yeah, go ahead and check it out now. You've been warned about spoilers. So let me tell you why I like this movie. One of the things I liked about this movie, and this kind of reminds me with what I said about Superman. The Superman that I really liked, the one that just came out, I liked it because, like I said before, that was the first time I actually liked the Superman character and I actually cared for, identify with the character. This is the first Fantastic Four movie where I actually like the Fantastic Four. And like I know it's not like a high bar to climb, but clearly this is the best Fantastic Four movie, right? So yeah, that's one of the reasons why I like this movie. I like this movie also because of the characters, the dynamic. It felt like there was a family of the four. The dialogue felt natural. I like the banter between all the characters, between Johnny and the Thing, and Reed and Johnny. It was just great character dynamics. And the Galactus, he was a threat throughout. Well, the part of the movie when the Silver Surfer comes in and says, "We herald, Galactus. We herald your ending. We herald your end." That started the threat level, and then once you saw how Reed was able to, I suppose they're using satellite equipment to see like other planets were disappearing or destroyed, and how it was able to track where Silver Surfer was, and then the planet got destroyed. It showed like the growing threat of the Galactus, and then when we actually see a planet get eaten by Galactus, it was like, wow, that was, first of all, the special effects were amazing on that. But secondly, obviously, it increased the threat level of Galactus. So Galactus was a threat, Silver Surfer was a threat. I like the Silver Surfer scenes, especially like when she's chasing him through the fire. Remember when Johnny Storm he attacks Galactus, and then the Silver Surfer's coming after them, and then when they go through the wormhole, when she's like surfing through the wormhole, that was all great. Like I said, the special effects when Galactus ate the planet, that was amazing. Galactus himself, he wasn't like some space cloud. He was actually imposing threat. The Silver Surfer, like I said, the chasing, the special effects look great on that. The Thing looked real. That was not a practical costume. That was actually CGI, but he looked real. And like the Mr. Fantastic, when he was using like his stretching powers, like throughout the movie, just like when he's like writing on the chalkboard and stuff, and obviously in action scenes, like it felt natural. Like it didn't feel like it was too corny or anything. The production design looked great. I'm sure it was a combination of production, like practical and special effects, but it felt like a retro 60s environment. And so I like that. I like the opening montage. Like the announcer guy literally tells the audience, "We already know the story, right?" Like speaking to us as well, like we already know the story. But like we got a sense of what their powers were, what their background was in this universe, and so it was like enough to introduce us to this family and what they can do. The lines, there was like a bunch of lines I like this movie. I probably don't have them all memorized, but I'm just going to state a few of them. The one at the beginning of the movie when Reed and his wife are talking, and she's about to tell him that he's pregnant, and well, she actually tells him, and then you get a sense that they tried before over the last few years and it didn't work, and then I think he said something about talking, and she was like saying talking's not the problem. Like obviously, right? That's not the problem when it comes to reproduction, right? I thought that was funny. I, I like there's a line I probably have the words mixed up, but basically when Johnny and the Thing find out that Sue's pregnant, one of the characters said something about him. I think it was the Thing said, "Oh, I think you would have been locked yourself in the lab or something and sweating it out." And Reed said, "Oh, I have that scheduled." Like, I thought that was funny. The kids were like when they were laughing when the Thing is talking to, I think her name is Natasha Lyonne's character. Like, obviously there was like some flirtation there. There's a potential love interest, but the kids were like, "Ooh!" I always think that's like kind of funny. And oh, the line of the movie though was when Johnny figures out the language of Silver Surfer, and then he actually like plays the clips for her, and then the Thing says, "Johnny, he knows another language. He doesn't have a grasp of the English language." That was so funny. But the Giacchino score was great. I mean, we already heard the score at the Marvel present, like it was a Marvel event, the Hollywood Bowl. They played a sample of his score, and the score throughout this movie was spectacular. The first post credit scene was great with obviously that was Doctor Doom. Oh, and that reminds me, there was a scene. There was a couple of scenes in the movie where they show a crowd of like people like representing countries, and you can see Latveria was missing. I chuckled when I first saw that. Clearly, that's the country that Doctor Doom is head of, and so he was missing there. And there was another scene like that in the movie too. Now, what does this say? Like, I mean, I don't know. Like, we're all assuming that's the Robert Downey Jr. Doctor Doom, but they didn't show his face, so it kind of left it open. I mean, but I think it's fair to say that that's the Robert Downey Jr. character. They just obviously didn't want to pay him to be in one movie for a post-credit scene. But yeah, now let me get to the dislikes. That brings me to the second post-credit scene. I didn't think it was worth sticking around for. I saw it once and that was it. So I saw the movie three times. Each three times I stuck around for the Doctor Doom scene, but I did not. I only stuck around for the first time I saw it for the very last post credit scene, but the second times I didn't really care too much to watch it again. I was confused as to how they were so advanced with space travel after a couple of years because my take when I first saw the movie, and I saw it a couple of times and I listened very closely, and maybe I missed a key word, but my impression was when they were doing the montage thing that the Fantastic Four were the first ones to go into space. And they're talking about starring the new frontier and everything. So my impression was that they were like the first astronauts in space. But then, like after 4 years, all of a sudden they're able to warp into space travel. Now, if I'm wrong in that, if what they meant to say was that that was the first time they actually traveled through warp speed, and that's when they got their powers. Then okay, then I take back what I say. But I kind of got this feeling, and this is like the third time I watched the movie too, is that that was the first time they actually went into space. And then 4 years later, now all of a sudden they have like all this warp speed travel. I thought that was kind of too fast, like to be advanced that scientifically. Let's see what else. There was some predictable stuff, like obviously like when Johnny was about to sacrifice himself to knock Galactus in that teleportation thing. I knew Silver Surfer was going to come in and take his place. Um, but one thing I thought she was going to say, so I remember the trailer when she said, "I herald, I herald, I herald." When I saw the trailer, I was like, okay, there's going to be some point in this movie when she says she's going to turn on Galactus and say, "I herald the Fantastic Four." That didn't happen, but obviously she did. She didn't say, "I herald the Fantastic Four," but she did obviously turn on Galactus at the end when after she felt guilt about all those people she was responsible for taking down. Which reminds me, I was a little bit confused because, like, in the movie, it said that she picks out the planets for Galactus to eat up. But I was a little bit confused as to, well, at some point she had a change in heart because she was like saying, like, "Oh, it's just a child," and Galactus, wasn't listening. If she had a change in heart, why don't she just tell Galactus to just pick another planet? Like, I don't know. I must have missed that or something. Um, let's see. I knew from the trailers when they did the clobbering time thing that the thing which obviously say the line clobbering time. Clearly that was like a Hulk smash type thing. Um, let's see, but it didn't quite hit me as much as Hulk Smash when he said it during this movie. And then when Sue was dead, I knew that Franklin was going to be the one to, resurrect her at that point. I didn't like the Mole Man as much as my crowd did. I mean, there were some funny lines he had, but like overall, I thought it was just way too comic booky. Even for like a comic book movie, I just didn't like him too much. And I was like wondering, like, how did he steal a building like during that montage? Because like if he's eating up the foundation, when it all, I mean, I'm not an architect or anything, but I would imagine that the building would just collapse and not stay intact when it dropped like several miles under the earth. But whatever. Let's see. And one question did bug me, like especially when Galactus and Silver Surfer come to Earth, is like, how come none of the world's military, got together and tried to destroy it? Like, is there no like military on this universe for any of the governments? It's just a Fantastic Four. I thought that was kind of odd. Let's see what else. Um, I had a little bit problem with the scale of Galactus, not just for the movie. Like, okay, so in this movie, like he basically is devouring planets, right? And these huge planets that he's devouring. Like, wouldn't he be bigger than what he was in this movie? If he already ate like 4 planets, and now this is about to be the 5th one. Like, I don't know. I thought that was kind of odd that he would be eating all those planets and not be bigger than that. Let's see what else. Yeah, like I don't know where Silver Surfer was when the Fantastic Four is fighting Galactus. So, like, obviously Johnny plays the recordings, and Silver Surfer feels guilty, and then she just basically flies away. But during that whole time when she flies away, obviously the Fantastic Four are like planning to bring Galactus to Earth and to trap him and stuff like that, and to send him in the worm or the wormhole, whatever that thing's called. But where's Silver Surfer this whole time? She doesn't even appear until like when Johnny's about to sacrifice her, and that's when she suddenly appears. So I mean, I understand what they were going for. It's like that was her redemption moment for for her guilt for you know all those billions of lives she was responsible for. But still, it's kind of like what I mean. Anyway, predictions. Let's see. I think obviously Franklin's gonna tie into Doomsday. Um, Now maybe Doctor Doom knows that Franklin resurrected Sue Storm, so maybe he wants to harness that power or use him to resurrect someone that he loved. Um, Maybe the Fantastic Four want to hide Franklin from Doctor Doom, so that's why they go jump into a different universe. Maybe that's why we see that scene at the end of Thunderbolts where the Fantastic Four are coming in. So who knows? That's just my speculation here. Anyway, so overall, it's a great movie. I wish I could see it again, but I need to see other movies too. But yeah, I can't wait till it comes out on Disney Plus so I can watch it again. Anyway, hit the subscribe button and let me know what you thought about the movie. Did you like it? Did you not like it? So I'm at ML Movie Reviews on YouTube. My name is Maceo Lewis. Until next time.